Hello and welcome back to part 2 of the Kymco kpipe 125 1200 mile service. Let's get started. Okay, back again, and we got a couple tools to adjust the chain tension. We have a ratchet with a 15/16 size end on it. We also have two 10mm wrenches as well as a ruler. So I found that the 15/16 size works well for this. I might take it off the stand as it wants to move a bit on me, so stay tuned. Okay. Don't need to get it that loose, just crack the seal. And what you want to do is tighten these up on both sides equally. And check the tension of the chain. I don't know if I can do this here. You see, just what I did already made it too tight, so we're gonna go ahead and get this right and we'll be back. Okay, so we're about 0.5 inches of slack now. And I did use a rubber mallet for when you adjust these and you need to push it inwards. I like to use this to hit the tire, moving it inwards. So I think we're all good here. We will go to the next step here. Okay, next we are going to check the tire pressure. It says right on the chain guard here, tire pressure for one passenger, 24 psi, rear 24 psi. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. Oh, forgot to mention my tools, pressure gauge here, as well as bike pump. Cheap but effective. Okay, so we are reading about 22 psi, so let's go ahead, give this some air, and then I'll be back to check the front. Okay, we got the back, now let's check the front. And we have, ooh, that was pretty low, wasn't it? Let's get this pumped up. Okay, so looks like next up here is clean the air cleaner. It tells you to inspect battery electrodes, electrolyte. You know, I'm just gonna pass on that. Starts up fine every time, and I do put a battery tender and put the battery inside for storage. So I think we're good there. Brake system, inspect. It doesn't have any leaks, and the brakes feel pretty dang good. So no concerns with that. And then the bottom one, we did check the tire pressure already. So that just leaves cleaning the air filter. And that's actually right in this box, right on top of the engine. So let's get that off and take a look at what the air cleaner looks like. Looks like we just need a couple Phillips screwdrivers to gain access. Okay, so looks like there is 5 screws holding the airbox cover on. So we're gonna go ahead and take those out one by one. You may need to adjust the steering stem, rotating the front wheel to get access, because as you can see, somewhat tight quarters here. So I will be back when this bad boy is off. So I lied. Looks like there's actually 7 screws holding this on. So let's see what this looks like removed here. So we got this airbox cover off. Let's take a look at the element we have here. Looks like this is just some type of pre-filter. You can see how clean mine is. I do not live in a dusty area, and there's not many miles on the bike, so just make sure it's clean and oiled if need be. Oop. And it looks like we have a screen on the inside, and that's about all she is. So I'm going to put a bit more oil on that, and you know, I might use a vacuum to try and clean it out a bit here before I reinstall it, and I'll be back. Okay, so got that all buttoned up. On second take, I did not have to oil that filter because it had plenty of oil residue left in it, so good to go. I did vacuum it out though. Question to anybody that knows this is the tube that runs from the airbox, and it always seems to have some liquid in it. If anybody knows the reason why, is it condensation? I mean, I'm not taking this through water. I don't ride it in the rain, and I don't think I've ever washed it yet. So if anybody knows that, let's see what you have in the comments. Okay, so that completes our 1,200 mile service. You can see the first service was 300 miles, which says adjust the valve clearances at 300 miles. I actually did that at about 400, and it needed it. There was no clearance between any of the valves, which is not a good thing. So sooner rather than later, if you own a Kymco kpipe 125, check the valves. Seems to run much better after I adjusted them. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I'm not a mechanic, but I do like to be in the garage, so talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining me again on the Kymco kpipe 125 1,200 mile service part 2. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to leave them in the comments.